So here's the deal. So before you can capture your traffic, right, you need to have something called an autoresponder, okay, a list to where you're going to capture it. Now, I'm going to assume that you don't really have a lot of experience, and if you do, this might not be something that's going to be relevant for you. But just in case you're somebody who is new, maybe like nobody showed you how to, when it comes to an autoresponder, what do you really need to link, or how do you actually link your autoresponder to your landing page? I'm going to show you that. Okay. Now, there is also one other thing I want to tell you. When it comes to autoresponder companies and email management services out there and platforms, there is many. There is different varieties. There is different options that's out there, from your typical GetResponse, Aweber, to Mailchimp, to GVO, to Infusionsoft, to Office Autopilot. I mean, there is so many out there, right? And it seems like there is new ones being created. It looks, seems like all the time, right? So I obviously would be impossible for me to show you every single one of them, but what I do want to show you in this particular video is I just want to show you the concept of how do you link an autoresponder to to your landing page, because here coming up in in the next few videos, I'm going to show you how do you actually create a landing page. And so when you create that landing page, you will need to link that landing page to an autoresponder. So you will need to have an autoresponder in place. You will need to have an account for an autoresponder, right? So let's say, a GetResponse is pretty popular one, okay? So I'm just going to show you GetResponse. This is the one one of the autoresponders that I use myself personally. I also use Infusionsoft. Pretty cool thing, but it's a little bit more advanced. So I'm just going to walk you through the GetResponse, but essentially the process is going to be the same. Step number one is, if you're just getting started, okay, if you're going to be promoting anything out there, you will need to have, you need to create a list, okay? So you need to create a list. Here's something else, is you need to create a list for every single offer and product you're going to be promoting. So let's say if you're promoting, weight loss, and maybe you're promoting flowers, right? Maybe you're promoting training on how to play a guitar, right? Well, you don't want to send everybody to the same list. Does that make sense? You need to create a separate campaign or separate list for each of the products that you're promoting, so that way those people are not getting mixed together. I cannot begin to tell you how many people don't realize this is something that they need to do. They just send everybody to the same thing, and then they're sending email out to people about guitar training, and then they have internet marketing crowd there. They have how to grow giant tomatoes in there, folks who opted into that kind of stuff, right? And then they're getting complaints through the roof, and people are just screaming at them, right? You don't want that. Pretty sure you probably already knew that, but just in case, just wanted to point that out. Again, listen, I don't know where you are in your level of, or how experienced you are as a marketer. So I'm just going to assume that, you're someone who just getting started. This is some of the, these are some of the things that you need to know. All right. You need to have a list, and you need to have a web form, basically. Okay. Here's how you create a list. You basically just go, if you are using GetResponse, you'll just log into your account, okay? Create an account, log into your account where it says your current campaign, okay? Your campaign is your list. Drop this down, go to create campaign, okay? And then you're gonna name your campaign. Let's say for this example, I'm just gonna do test ITF, okay? Test ITF, simply click on create campaign. Oh, it's already taken. So I'm just gonna do test ITF 100, okay? Create campaign. Boom, campaign was created successfully, okay? Awesome. So that's that. Next thing what I need to do is I need to create a web form. A web form is something that I'm gonna place on my landing page, or link my landing page to, so that through that web form, right, people are gonna get on my list, okay? Sounds pretty basic. I'll go to web forms, okay, and click on create new right here. You will need this for what we're about to do next. Okay, now web forms, because I'm only interested in collecting email with my on my landing page, I'm just gonna leave the email field in here. Okay, it's actually really easy to add fields and remove fields. Like I don't want the header. See, I can uncheck that here. I don't want a footer, so this footer part is gonna be removed. Check it out. Boom. See that? Name. If you want to keep the name, you keep the name in there. You know, if you don't want a name, you just uncheck the name. Boom. Okay, just like that. And then privacy, don't really need that. And then powered by, don't need that. So I just need to create myself a very simple, okay, very simple web form, okay, with just an email. Now, if you want to collect people's names, go for it, right? And I'm gonna click on next over here. This is actually where you set a thank you page. So when somebody opts in, okay, see that by default, it's gonna say default thank you page, okay, which is gonna say something like, hey, thank you for subscribing, blah blah blah, right? You don't want that. You want when you're promoting something, okay, when you are promoting a lead magnet, when you have your hook, right, on your landing page, when people opt in, where are they going to be redirected to? Okay, and so this is where you set that up, is right here. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to always go and set it as a custom thank you page right here. Okay, custom thank you page in your web form, and then this is where you enter the address, the URL where people are going to get redirected to. Does that make sense? So you can change this at any time. You can edit this out at any time. You know, if you want to send people when they opt in, if you want to send them to a pre-sales video, some sort of sales video, or some kind of lead magnet or a report, anything else that you create out there, this is where you would put that address where they go. Okay. Listen, I know it's basic stuff for someone who has been doing this forever, right? And but for some of you who just getting started, you may go, wow, thank you, Vic. I did not know. How do you actually set my how do I set my thank you page? Okay, that's where you do it. So you just put it in, hit next. Let me just put it, I'll just say Google. Okay, Google. I'll just go next. Okay, now this is what you will need. Okay, for some like if you're gonna use ELPP, for example, right? Easy Landing Page Pro. It will tell you to link your web form by pasting this HTML code into a form. Okay, so you might need this. Just kind of keep that handy. I don't want to include CSS style, so I'm going to turn it off. I will turn this off all the time. Okay, you don't need that. But this is essentially the piece of code that you need. Okay, for your web form. If you're going to use Easy Landing Page Pro, okay? Now, there are other softwares like, for example, Megaphone that connect to your Autoresponder through what's called an API, okay, which is a little bit easier. I'm going to show you that as well. But for this example, this is all I would need, okay? So I just created a web form, set my thank you page, created a list, and in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create an actual landing page, right, using the ELPP, all right, Easy Landing Page Pro software. So we'll see you there.